Michael Harper was an ordinary man. He lived a simple life, filled with the routines of work, family, and the occasional round of golf. He had a loving wife, a comfortable home, and a steady job. Life wasn't always exciting, but it was his. He was content. He never expected anything extraordinary to happen to him. Little did he know, fate had other plans. His life, so unremarkable until then, was about to take an extraordinary turn. One ordinary Tuesday evening, everything changed. Michael was at home preparing for a quiet dinner with his wife, when a sudden piercing pain ripped through his chest. He clutched at his chest, gasping for air. His vision blurred, the room spun, and then, everything went black. He collapsed to the floor, his life hanging precariously in the balance. His wife, Sarah, hearing the thud, rushed into the room to find Michael lying unresponsive on the floor. Panic surged through her. She immediately called for an ambulance, her voice trembling as she relayed their address to the operator. Every second felt like an eternity, as she waited for the paramedics to arrive. The ambulance arrived with a screech of tires and flashing lights. Paramedics rushed in, their faces grim as they assessed the situation. Michael wasn't breathing, his pulse was absent. He was gone. They swiftly moved into action, their practiced movements a blur as they fought to bring him back from the brink. Time seemed to stand still as they performed CPR, the rhythmic thumping on his chest the only sound in the room. After what felt like an age, but was in reality only 20 minutes, Michael's heart stuttered back to life. A collective sigh of relief swept through the room as a weak pulse fluttered on the monitor. He was alive, but barely. He was rushed to the hospital, his life hanging by a thread, as doctors prepared for the long road ahead. While doctors battled to save his physical body, Michael found himself on a remarkable journey, an experience that would forever alter his perception of life and death. He was floating above his own lifeless form, watching with detached curiosity as the medical team frantically worked to revive him. He saw the fear in his wife's eyes, heard the frantic whispers of the doctors, and felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over him. He was drawn towards a soft, warm light at the end of a long, dark tunnel. It felt like a homecoming, a return to a place he once knew. As he moved closer, the light grew brighter, enveloping him in its warmth. He felt no fear, only a profound sense of love and acceptance. And then he heard a voice, deep and resonant, echoing within him. It spoke of things beyond his understanding, of purpose and destiny, and finally, it commanded him to return. But before he could fully embrace the light, a dark figure emerged from the shadows, its features obscured by the blinding light. It was a terrifying presence, cold and menacing, and it filled him with a primal dread he had never known. He wanted to run, to hide, but he was frozen, trapped by its unwavering gaze. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished, leaving Michael trembling in the presence of the light. The voice spoke again, firm yet gentle, telling him it wasn't his time, that he had to go back. He was pulled back through the tunnel, the warmth of the light fading with every passing moment. He was back in the hospital room, the harsh glare of the overhead lights momentarily blinding. He gasped for air, his body racked with pain as he was pulled back from the brink. The doctors cheered, relieved at his miraculous recovery, but Michael remained silent, his mind struggling to comprehend the profound experience he had just endured. His life was saved, but he was forever changed. He carried the memory of the light, the voice, and the terrifying shadow, and he knew he could never go back to the man he was before.